click those social links below. Give us a good follow. Give us a good follow. Just follow. Even a mediocre follow is great. Today on the Edgy Veg, I'm going to show you how to make 2 easy rice recipes using an Instant Pot. Subscribe of the week this week is Sandra Hunt. I am in love with your enthusiasm for vegan food. And if you want to be subscribed of the week next week, just give those social links in the description box a follow and make sure that we see you. Leave an awesome comment and don't forget to like this video. The first recipe we are going to make is a easy mushroom risotto, and the second is a Spanish rice. They're both delicious on their own and also make a really great side. And I find that risotto is always the one thing on the menu that they have for vegetarians, and a lot of the time they can make it vegan by just taking the cheese off. So I want to know, what's the best risotto you've ever had? Where did you have it? Leave me a comment in the comment section below. What type of risotto do you like? Do you like risotto? I love risotto. James, do you love risotto?
Yeah.
Can you say that with more enthusiasm? James, do you love risotto?
Of course I love risotto.
Dogs, do you love risotto? I do plan on giving them a taste of this risotto. All right, the first thing we are going to do is dissolve 2 no chicken bouillon cubes in 4 cups of water. You can also use vegetable bouillon cubes or broth as well, but I just really love the better than bouillon no chicken bouillon. It's so good. Then we're gonna take dried porcini mushrooms and we're gonna put that in the microwave for 3 to 5 minutes until the broth starts to bubble. If you can't find dried porcini mushrooms, just leave the step out of the recipe. It adds something really nice and really does finish off the recipe, but if you can't find it, don't fret. You can still make this without that step. Once our broth is simmered, take it out of the microwave and set it aside. We are going to leave this while we prep the rest of the recipe, just so that the broth really gets that really nice porcini mushroom flavor. In the bowl of our Instant Pot, we are going to heat up 2 tablespoons of olive oil and a 1/4 cup of vegan butter. I used earth balance, but you can use melt, or there's lots of non-hydrogenated margarine that's accidentally vegan. It's really up to you. Now that our butter and olive oil is hot, we are going to add a pound of mixed mushrooms. Now, if you only have cremini mushrooms, just use that. If you only have button mushrooms, just use that. I found a nice bistro blend at the store, and it's cremini, shiitake, and oyster, and I think that that is a beautiful combination. We're gonna cook that for about 8 to 10 minutes or until the mushrooms are nice and brown. Season those mushrooms with a pinch of salt and pepper, and then we are going to add in 1 chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic, the chopped porcini mushrooms from the broth, reserve the broth. Cook that for about 3 to 5 minutes or until the onions are translucent. Now we are going to add the rice. Use a risotto style rice like arborio. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly that way, but we're gonna call it arborio rice. I'm adding 1.5 cups, and we are going to cook that until the rice is toasted. Now you don't want it to be brown, you just want it to be toasted. So just cook that, stirring constantly for about 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of white miso paste. I find that these umami flavors really draw the really yummy mushroom flavor. If you don't have them, you can just leave them out. Now we are going to add 3/4 cups of wine. Well, that's embarrassing. Cook that for about 2 to 3 minutes or until the alcohol has evaporated. Okay, the broth we set aside earlier, we are now going to add that to the Instant Pot and give that a good stir. You want to make sure that the rice is completely covered with broth and that there's nothing sticking to the bottom of your Instant Pot. Now just pop on that lid, close that pressure valve, and pressure cook that for 5 minutes. Once your risotto has pressure cooked for 5 minutes, quick release just by opening the pressure valve and give that risotto a good stir. So you want to stir that until it becomes nice and creamy. Now this part is completely optional, but I think it adds an extra wonderful velvety creamy flavor to the risotto. I like to add anywhere between 2 tablespoons and a 1/4 cup of creamer. You can use soy creamer or cashew cream. Either one of those works really well, as well as a 1/4 cup of vegan Parmesan. I'm using the Earth Island brand today because it's my absolute favorite. And then sprinkle on some parsley. I like to use about a handful. Just give that a big, good stir.
A big, good stir?
I have the biggest words, the best words, I got all the words. So just give that a stir and you are ready to serve. To serve this guy, you just want to throw that on a plate. Just slop it on.
Slap it on.
Sprinkle it with some additional vegan parm as well as some parsley and you are good to go. And you've got this delicious vegan mushroom risotto. I think this is why we don't go out to eat very often, because it's just better when you have vegan parm at home. Totally, you can serve this on its own or as a side. Recipe number 2 is a Spanish rice. This is a really, really, really delicious side dish. You can also eat it on its own, but I love to have it next to like some grilled tofu or a veggie sausage. It is delicious served with the garlic aioli from my new cookbook, which if you haven't picked it up yet, you totally should. So you can get the recipe for the aioli in there. And that's all I have to say about Spanish rice. Let's cook. Hit the saute button on your Instant Pot and heat up 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Add 1 small chopped onion, 2 cloves of garlic, half a red pepper, half a yellow pepper, and half a green pepper, all chopped or diced, either one, whatever works for you. And then just cook that until they're soft, about 3 to 5 minutes. Now we're going to add in 2 cups of broth, 1 can of tomato paste, a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin, and half of a teaspoon of chili powder. We're going to mix that all together. Now we're going to add 1.5 cups of rinsed rice. So you can use just normal white rice. Just make sure that you rinse it first. Give that a good stir, and then we are going to add 1 chopped tomato just on top of the rice. Now you don't want to mix the tomato into the rice because tomato tends to burn on the sides and the bottoms of the Instant Pot, and then you can't get the pressure cooker to get to the right amount of pressure because it'll say burn and then it'll shut off. Now just add your lid, close the pressure valve, and we are going to pressure cook that for 10 minutes. Instead of opening the pressure valve right away when your machine beeps, you actually want it to sit there for another 10 minutes. You really want that steam to help cook that rice. So let it sit for 10 minutes to allow the pressure to release naturally, and then you can open your rice. Take off the lid and fluff it with a fork and you are good to go. You can serve it with a nice dollop of garlic aioli. Again, from the Edgy Veg cookbook, there's a recipe in there if you don't have one at home of your own. And serve that next to whatever vegan protein that you want. I like sausages or hot dogs or grilled tofu, fried tofu, whatever your heart desires. All right, guys, there you have it. Delicious Spanish rice.
Well, thanks.
This is actually based off of one of James's family recipes. So if you really like this recipe, I just took credit for making it vegan, but the actual concept came from this guy over here.
And you know that it's going to be super good because it's carnivore approved. I love this recipe. So make it right now. Just, you can pause this and just go and make it.
Or you can rewatch it and make it.
That too. Alright guys, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And also, if you haven't yet done it, don't forget to purchase our cookbook. Boom, good for you or a friend or lots of friends or family or all of the above.
And we want to know what recipes you guys want to see next. Remember that all of these recipes that are made in Instant Pots can also be made on the stovetop as well. If you want more Instant Pot recipes, leave us a comment in the comment section below. If you don't want Instant Pot recipes, also leave us a comment in the comment section below telling us. And we will see you next time. Bye!
Bye!
Bon appetit!
Yum!